Frieren is the kind of anime that arrives quietly, almost like it is asking permission to exist, but before you even notice it has already become one of the most memorable shows of the last few years because it does not try to win you with noise, exaggeration, or giant battles, and instead focuses on time, relationships, and the way people change without realizing it. The story starts exactly where most fantasy stories end, with a legendary party defeating the Demon King and saving the world, and while any other anime would show the beginning of a new epic journey, Frieren flips everything by showing that the 10 years of adventure that felt like a full life for the humans were basically nothing for the elf, and this difference in how they experience time becomes the emotional core of the story. When Himmel dies right at the beginning, it feels like the anime is giving you a shock to show that this is not a story about monsters but about regret and about everything we only understand after it is too late, because while the others carried deep memories from that journey, Frieren never got close enough to understand how important those moments were, and realizing that only after the end makes her question her entire life. And from that moment her real journey begins. One that is no longer about defeating a new enemy or saving the world again, but about learning how to actually live, understanding that small experiences and simple gestures are what truly matter, and this makes every interaction with Frieren and Stark shape a new version of who she is becoming. Frieren still has that distant and slightly awkward way of dealing with people, but now she makes an effort. She tries to understand others, tries to repeat Himmel's jokes, tries to read Frieren's expressions, tries to understand why humans value things she once ignored, and all of this builds a character who evolves slowly and silently. One of the most fascinating aspects of the show is how it uses magic, because in most anime magic is explosive and flashy, while in Frieren it feels like a natural part of daily life used to solve small problems. And the elf collects useless spells like treasures because for her magic is curiosity and wonder and not status or ambition, which completely contrasts with human mages who treat magic as competition and prestige. The first-class mage exam arc is proof that Frieren can deliver action when it wants to, and even inside all the tension, challenges and strategy, the show never loses its reflective tone and never abandons the emotional depth that defines it. And this arc also highlights Frieren, who grows impressively and becomes one of the most solid characters in the story. Himmel's presence is another emotional pillar, because even after death he is everywhere in Frieren's gestures, in her memories, and in the people impacted by him, and every city, statue and story makes her realize how important he was and how she failed to appreciate their time together, which reinforces the idea that the present is the only moment we actually have. Frieren's bond with Frieren and Stark is also one of the strongest elements, because they represent everything she did not live with her original party, the slow and meaningful building of real connections, and watching her worry, learn, get annoyed, and grow with them shows that even someone who lives for centuries can still evolve emotionally and discover new things about herself. Another powerful point is how the anime treats time as something inevitable and precious, because Frieren has an almost infinite life but travels with people who will not even see a fraction of her lifespan, and this makes her journey heavier as she knows she will keep losing people and creating new memories, yet she continues because now she understands the value of each moment. Each episode finds the perfect balance between fantasy and emotion, between adventure and reflection, and between lightness and sadness, which makes Frieren stand out as a mature work without needing to be complex or heavy, and it manages to be emotional without being manipulative, building everything with calmness and care. Frieren never tries to prove that it is grand, it simply invites you to walk along with her. And before you notice, you are thinking about your own life, your relationships, the moments you missed, and the people you took for granted, and that is a rare kind of impact, especially for an anime that is so quiet and gentle in its storytelling. In the end, Frieren is a story about loss, time, memories, and second chances, and that is exactly why it works so well, because even with a world full of magic and monsters, the core of the story is human, built on simple details and the reminder that life does not wait for anyone, not even someone who can live for 1,000 years. And if you enjoyed discovering these curious stories from the world of anime, follow the Shonen Mind channel for more videos like this. Here we explore the hidden side of the anime that shaped generations.